as you can imagine, this has been a tough day for Gilchrist County School District. I'd like to thank the support of my board. Board member Michelle Walker Crawford, board member Dean Lancaster, school board attorney Lindsay Lander, chairperson of the school board Julie Thomas, and vice chairperson of the school board Bob Clemens. I wrote a prepared statement because this has been difficult. It was a tough morning at Bell Elementary School. We ask for prayers for our community in light of the tragic events that transpired yesterday. These students were loved by their classmates, by their teachers and staff of Bell Elementary School. We brought in additional counselors, school resource officers to help with the students that needed support during this difficult time this morning. We pray that God will be with us in the days ahead in this community. I'd like to thank the Sheriff's Office for their continued support, and especially in this incident that happened yesterday afternoon. The Board of Commissioners, the Board Administrator, or County Administrator, and then all the other support we have received from around the state, from other superintendents, from other districts offering their help. At this time, I'll open it up to any questions.
Can you tell me if there was any indication at the school that there was any trouble in this household? Is that something you can get into?
All I can tell you is I talked to one of the teachers this morning, and they said, Mr. Rankin, I walked out and put her on the bus yesterday at 3 o'clock. And so, as far as I know, they all got on the bus and they rode home. And from what I understand, this happened about 4 o'clock. So it wasn't a whole lot of time.
Was there any evidence of problems that the children had spoken to about at home?
No, sir, not that I'm aware of.
So what are the teachers telling the students this morning? It's such a difficult thing to cover.
It is. We brought in some counselors from the area that deal in this type stuff. And, you know, everybody grieves different. And so we're trying to work with each one and try to meet their needs. You know, and so, like I say, it's a difficult time. It really hurt me this morning to be on our campus and seeing kids feeling the way they did this morning. It was difficult.
Can you tell us anything about the children themselves, what they were like?
They were just like elementary students, happy-go-lucky. They were happy-go-lucky students. There was a kindergarten student, a second grade, a third grade, and a fifth grade. And so it's devastating. It's devastating to our schools, but we're going to be strong through this, and we rely on our strong faith. And like I said, I ask for continued prayers, and we know that the Lord will bless us in this situation. I thank you, and that's all I'm going to say at this time. I need to get back to my students.
Just want to know how big is your school? How many students in the student body, and how many?
Bell Elementary School had 540 students approximately. District-wide, we're about 2,650 students.
And how many counselors do you have working today?
There were probably, I would say, somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30.
How long was the family with the school today?
That's all I'm going to say at this time. Thank you for.
Just let you know, as a point of information, I've been in contact with numerous elected officials throughout the state of Florida, Congressman Ted Yoho and some of our state legislature folks. Today around 1 o'clock, Governor Scott will be here. He's been in constant contact with us throughout this. Been a very good source of for me to go to. He's helped this county tremendously. He's here. He wants to check on how we're doing things, and I'm not sure if he's going to be available for any comments to you, but he will be here. He does care about this incident, and he'll be here to lend a hand.
Sheriff, some of us were unable to attend the news conference, so if it's repetitious, could you at least share some of what you know about what happened and how this developed?
Again, that will be repetitious. I've got somewhere I need to be right now. If you'll get with Lieutenant Manning, We have a prepared press release. He's prepared to answer some of those questions. So I'll take a couple more questions before I get out of
The
here.
father of these kids, the father of these kids, who is he or where he is?
I can't discuss that right now. We will make that information available to you very soon.
Can you clarify if anyone was left alive there?
Excuse me?
Can you clarify if anyone was left alive at the home?
No, there wasn't.
Can you tell us if the shooter had a gun legally? Did he have a concealed carry permit? Can you tell us anything about his gun ownership?
The answer to that would be no, he was not a legal gun owner.
He was not a legal gun owner.
Was it
Because he
his
was a
weapon?
felon.
I can't answer that question.
How
You
long
don't
did the
know
family
yet? Is that what
live
it is?
here in Bell? How long did the family live here in Bell?
I'm not sure that it's a number of years, but I don't know the exact same time.
And is he still the only suspect at this point?
Again, it's an ongoing investigation, but we feel like he was a lone gunman.
And
Was
were
he
all
on
the
any kind of
victims shot,
probation?
or were they?
I'm not able to answer that question.
Understand the
Like
crime
the
scene
house?
probation
At the
from the
house?
previous firearms violation that he did prison time?
I'm sorry.
Was he on any kind of a probation
Parole.
from the prison time that he had done?
I don't think he was on any type of community control.
So I understand the crime scene was kind of big. Can you tell us where the victims were? Were they in the house, outside the house?
I'm not. Again, the investigation's ongoing. They're processing the crime scene still going on, so that wouldn't be prudent for me to discuss at this time. One more question.
Who did he kill first?
They can't answer that question.
For people who aren't from this town, I know it's like 350 people, paint a picture of how close-knit this community is and what this tragedy is doing to it.
Wow. Well, all of you have been here for a day or so now, and you've been here. There's approximately 16,000 to 17,000 citizens in Gilchrist County. Everybody knows everyone. A lot of folks are related to a lot of folks. This family, as I said last night, are related to one another, or everybody knows them. As Superintendent Rankin said, this is devastating. But, we refuse to let this incident define us and how we do things. Our focus is on our children. We're focused on the children's families that are deceased, and that's where it's going to remain. As we've said many times, if anybody's within the sound of my voice or the sight of these TV screens, keep this community, the families, and our children in your prayers, because they need it. And we're here for them. That's our number one priority, is the victims' families and the children of this county. And again, sincerely, guys, I sincerely appreciate the respect that you've given the family. I'd ask you to continue doing so, and the respect and the patience you've had with us. As we really can release things, we will release it for as long as it's allowed. One more question, and I've seen you ready. Hey, I didn't call on you earlier.
Do you have any indication about a motive?
Again, the investigation is still ongoing, but as of right now, no, ma'am.
Do we know if drugs were involved?
Can't answer that question either, ma'am.
And can you clarify,
Thank you.
the children had two separate sets of fathers, is that right, or because they're different last names?
I can't answer that question right now, but we will answer that question for you soon.
But the same mother, right?
But the same mother?
They all have the same mother.
Okay, thank you.
So Jeff, has a weapon been recovered? Did you know what type of weapon it was?
Again, in all fairness, I mean, we're still in the middle of that investigation, and we're not prepared to release any of that information. Like I said, the FDLE is still working the scene. What I have here is a copy of the press release that we did last night, along with the names. If we need to get some more copies, we can, or if we can share that however we need to.
What type of major crime has happened in Bell? Has there? It's a small town. Do murders take place here? Is this the first murder that's taken place here in a matter of years, or what's it like?
I'm thinking, in the town of Bell, major crime and a murder, we did have one last year in July, but that was quickly solved, and within a few weeks, we had the suspect in custody.
Jeff, we've been able to get a little bit closer to the scene.
July?
Yes.
A year ago
Yeah, year ago, July.
We've been able to get a little bit closer to the scene. Is the house, as you drive down that dirt road, is the house on the left or the right-hand side?
It'd be on the left.
What's the name of the school?
The name of the school?
The elementary school?
Bell Elementary.
How many relatives did they have around here? I got the impression they have extended relatives here.
In this area, a lot of people are related, either cousins or whatever. For me to sit there and say, okay, there's X number of family members, there's probably no way to tell that, to be honest with you. A lot of folks in this area, they stay in the area, and a lot of them are related. So, it could be a huge family.
The sheriff said that he didn't believe that the gun was legally owned. Does that mean that he got the gun from somebody else, or he just had a gun but he didn't have it properly?
I think what the sheriff's referring to, that the suspect had been arrested before and been convicted of a felony, so that's what he was alluding to.
Because once convicted of a felony, you can never own a weapon.
Correct. Unless your rights are restored.
Right.
So.
Any idea how long the family has lived here in Bell? Are they from here originally? I know there's some talk about Tampa and New Jersey, but how long did the mom and the kids, how long were they here?
Unfortunately, we don't have that information of how long they've exactly been in Bell. I know it's been some time, but I can't give you an exact number of years or anything like that.
Did you know him? Did you ever go out there yourself?
I think I had spoken to him once or twice. I'd seen him, but I had never really had any lengthy contact with him.
So
Has
there's
there
no
been any
indication
contact?
that this could happen, anything like this? I mean, I know you guys have been out there several times.
I mean, no. I mean, it's, you know, I don't know. I'm not real sure how you get clear signs that something like this could have happened. I mean, you know, and
Can you talk about this?
it's a difficult scene. Okay, that's all I'll say. It's to try to fathom why somebody could do what they did. I'll just leave it at that.
Have you been in contact